All right, so in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 keys to crisis-proof your coaching business in 2020. I realize that the coaching industry is not what it was just a little while ago. There is a tremendous amount of fear and uncertainty and chaos around us. And it is critical now more than ever that you have a plan to follow these next 12 months, or your coaching business could get really, really impacted. So if you're watching this live, then give me a quick comment and just say yep, or actually just comment live so I can know that you're watching live. And if you're watching the replay, then just comment below replay so I can see how many of you are watching this live versus watching the replay. And as I go through this, make sure to ask questions because I'm going to share with you a lot of value throughout the way. I'm actually going to share my screen as well so that you can see a model. Tiff, welcome to the video. Richard, good to see you. See a few of you joining, which is wonderful. So let me share my screen here. Just give me one moment. Okay, and you will see this model in just a second. So here we go. All right, give me a yes if you can see my screen. It should be a triangle. This is going to illustrate the 5 steps that you must follow if you want to crisis-proof your coaching business this year. Ryan, Patrick, welcome to the call. Sean, welcome to the video. Good to see you guys. So here's the first thing that I want you to think about. Now, you're going to quickly discover I'm not the greatest artist, so bear with me here. But imagine that this triangle has 5 different levels, and these are the 5 keys. These are the 5 things that you must focus on to really not just survive, but actually thrive during these uncertain times. So I'm going to go ahead and draw these out. All right. Hey, not bad, right? A little squigglier than usual, but that's okay. Here's the baseline. Here's the foundation of the first key. The first key that we want you to focus on is your niche. Nicholas, good to have you on the video, my friend. What most coaches do is most coaches live in the world where they have this generalized, watered down message. And what they do is they try to help anyone with their coaching. Now, what's the problem with helping anyone? Well, just imagine for a moment that I come to you and I say, I can help you improve your life. And I leave that message that general because I'm a life coach. Does that feel like that speaks specifically to your problems or your goals? Probably not, right? Give me a no if you think that that's not the case in this. If instead you got super narrow on your niche this year and got so dialed in that you chose one person to help. Now, I don't mean only having one coaching client, of course. I just mean having one demographic, one niche, one avatar that you can serve. I'll give you an example. One of our clients helps only brides. She's an amazing health and mindset coach, and she literally helps brides slim down for the gown or sweat for their wedding. Notice how that doesn't apply to everyone. But imagine if you saw a Facebook ad, if you saw an email, if you saw a webinar specifically, and you're a bride, right, getting ready for your wedding, and you saw it speak to, we're going to help you slim down for the gown. Don't you think you would resonate with that message more than a message from a life coach who says, I can help you with everything? So it's critical, Ron and Sean and Ryan and Tiff and the rest of you, as you build your business over the next 12 months, to be hyper specific on your niche. If we're not specific on the niche, you're going to be a wandering generality. Okay, I think I hit that point home. After that, we need to get very clear on what your offer is. Now, the mistake that most coaches make is most coaches simply have too many offers. Right? They have a one-on-one coaching program, and then they have a group coaching program, and then they have an online course, and then they have a membership site, and then they have a book that they are putting together, and they want to do speaking above all that to grow their coaching business. Well, don't you think that would spread you too thin? I know it spread me too thin about 6-7 years ago when I first launched my coaching business. So I don't want that to happen for you. And to be real, given everything going on in our market right now, in the economy, in like everything that's around us, If you are not laser focused on your niche and with your offer, your business could struggle tremendously right now. So instead, we want to make sure that you just have what we call a proven process. Now, your proven process is your flagship coaching program. So Mike, Ron, Nicholas, Sean, the rest of you watching this, what is your flagship coaching program? What is that one thing that you could look your prospect in the eye and you could know with the highest level of certainty that it could help them solve their problem or achieve the result that they're wanting? If you had clarity on what your step-by-step process was, and I mean from like, let's say it's a 90-day program, you know what you're going to take them through week 1, week 2, week 4, week 6, week 12, all the way through, don't you think they would have more trust in you? So you probably would have a better conversion during enrollment calls, and you would have way much more confidence in your ability to help somebody. I talked the other day to somebody who coaches a lot of people. He's a salesperson for a company. He coaches a bunch of salespeople, and he does some coaching on the side. And he asked me, Peter, why should I even bother being specific in my niche or being specific in my coaching? And I just think about how kind of watered down his program could be if he's trying to create a program that applies to everyone. If you just have one person and you have one program that solves one problem, don't you think you can make that program the best program in the world for that person to solve that problem? And that's what I want for you. Is I want you to rise above. I believe, given what's going on right now, I think the majority of coaches, and I say this with love and compassion, but I think the majority of them, especially outside of our program, outside of our community here, may go out of business because they haven't committed to mastering the one thing that they can help their clients with. So it's critical that we do that. Okay, guys, if you have questions, obviously, please type them in so we can support you. Okay, after we look at the offer, we want to look at what we call one conversion tool. Now, the conversion tool is the automated thing that we have set up online to warm somebody up, to be hot enough to actually have an enrollment call with you so that you can enroll them as a client. Most coaches simply have none. They have no presence online. They have no online systems. They have no funnels. They have no webinar. They have no emails. They rely on going to meetings and handing out cards and asking friends for referrals. And listen, I get it. I started doing that as well. But now more than ever, given the fact that, this is what's happening in our life right now, we've got to get your presence online. We have to get your message online. So the thing that we teach our students in Fearless Coach Academy is what we call the appointment generator. Now, I know some of you are students of mine watching this. Ron is on here, Nicholas is on here. Some of you I know have this built already, but this is a funnel that's designed to fill your calendar with appointments with qualified leads. Imagine that's the only thing we fixed in your business today. Imagine that you have a funnel and now this funnel actually fills your appointment calendar with qualified leads. You're speaking to your ideal prospect who has the problem that you can solve, who wants the result that you can help them achieve, and who has the resources to pay you. Don't you think if all we did was fill your calendar with those people, don't you think your business would grow? Of course it would. So know that we've got to make sure to have something that's set up to generate those appointments. And yes, there are eventually going to be multiple funnels. You're going to want to have a lead magnet one day. You're going to want to have a webinar, but know that all roads lead to Rome, right? All roads are going to lead to the appointment generator. So I hope that this is helpful. And if you have questions, obviously ask as we go through this. Critical that we have one conversion tool, okay? Next, the fourth level is we need to choose one platform. Now, most coaches do the opposite. Most coaches try to be everywhere. Now, I get it. It makes sense to try to be everywhere because we are just following what all the gurus are telling us, right? If you look at Gary Vee, or you look at Grant Cardone, or you look at Tony Robbins, these are big names in the coaching space or in the kind of thought leader space. And they're everywhere, aren't they? They are on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on TikTok, they're on LinkedIn, they're everywhere. But what you don't see is that, number one, they have millions of followers. They have literally an audience of millions of followers. Number two, they have teams of dozens, if not hundreds of employees that are doing all that work for them behind the scenes. So for many of you watching this right now, if it's just you building your coaching business, or maybe you and a VA, or you and a handful of people, the worst thing you could do is try to be everywhere right now. It's going to spread you too thin. It's going to lead to you not being as focused on the most important projects to grow and stabilize right now. Let's say stabilize first and then grow your coaching business. So if instead we want to choose one platform, Anastasia, welcome to the video. Thank you for being on here. Let's just say that you chose Facebook. And I'm not suggesting that you have to be on Facebook. You could be on Instagram, you could be on LinkedIn, but just choose one and commit. My invitation for you is to commit to becoming a master of that platform. And let's get the niche set up, your proven process set up, your appointment generator, and choose one platform. And once all that is built, and then we can optimize it to make it better and better and better and better, then when that's automated, you can go off onto another social media platform. But if we try to focus on two platforms at once, then that's going to spread you too thin. But most coaches are trying to be everywhere. They're trying to be omnipresent, and that's what's slowing their growth. Now more than ever, again, we need to be hyper-focused. And if you're being pulled in different directions by the new ninja strategy that somebody told you on a webinar, or the thing that some person said on a podcast, then you simply are not going to make the progress to build the solid foundation you need underneath you right now to survive in 2020 and to thrive beyond. Now, what's the last top of the pyramid? What's the very last thing? This is the thing that you all are going to have the most resistance with. I know, because it was the thing that I had the most resistance with. So Nicholas, Ron, Mike, Anastasia, anyone else watching this, know that the last thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to commit to this for one entire year. Now I get it. That's scary. Imagine having to commit to this for one entire year, right? That means that you can't go chase squirrels and shiny objects for an entire year. Most coaches, that's what they do. Most coaches are distracted by shiny objects. And my invitation is for you to be hyper focused. Focused is the name of the game today. And if you do not focus, you will suffer. I know this because I had suffered because I was pulled in a bunch of different directions for so many times, for so long. So these are the 5 keys to crisis-proof your coaching business. I cannot say enough that there is massive fear and uncertainty right now. And there are things that are up in the air around the health situation with what's going on. What I want to speak to you about is how to get back to a solid foundation underneath you so that you can build a business that empowers you and enables you to handle any adversity that comes your way. Because guess what? Adversity, this is not the only adversity we faced, and this is not the only adversity we will face in the future. And I just see many coaches that have sandy foundations, quicksand underneath them. A lot of those businesses could crumble very, very quickly. Ryan, good to see you. Ryan said, I love the simplicity and clarity of your message. Ryan, thank you. You're welcome. Amber joined us as well. Yeah, guys, if you have questions about this, this is the key. This is the process that we take our students through in Fearless Coach Academy. This is what I invite you to focus on, especially if you're just a solopreneur right now or you've got a limited team. So if you're already in our private Facebook group, obviously, great to have you here. I will continue to support you. If you have never heard of me before and you've never seen any of our training and you found this training to be valuable, then come join our private Facebook group. It's completely free. It's filled with incredible coaches that are successful, even more important, coaches that are high integrity. It is a group of peers, not a group of prospects. So you're not going to be sold to in there. Or if that happens, I will be booting somebody so quick they don't even know what happened to them. And I just want to give you as much free training as I possibly can to help you come through this, to not only survive, but actually thrive and build what we are calling a crisis-proof coaching business. So if you're not in the group yet, then click the link that's around this video and come join us totally free. This is Peter Scott reminding you to be here, act now, and fear less.